And we're live. Lots of noise. Might have to reconfigure this out here. This room, that is. I'll wait, see if anyone joins. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Yogi, what's up? How you doing? I've been hibernating. Hiding, I guess. What was that? That was weird. Thank you. Hopefully the noise isn't too bad. I moved rooms and such, so there's a fish tank behind me. Makes you gotta pee sometimes. And there's a furnace and hot water tank, so how have you been? It's been a long time. I just figured I'd do a live stream so people could see me alive. Discuss the future of the Maintenance Man channel and other things I want to accomplish. It really comes down to having 3 kids. Is pretty much a big occupational. Mike Hodge in the house. How's it going, buddy? I complain about having 3 kids. I think Mike Hodge has like 14, 20, 0. I don't know. How you doing? Everything good, Mike Hodge? I've been on a diet for 6 weeks now. I've lost 40 pounds. Only thing I eat bad really is I have a little dark chocolate at night. It's almonds with dark chocolate and salt, a couple pieces of that, and a lot of just black coffee, which that's how I first started drinking coffee. I like it black. You can really get the taste. It's decaffeinated also because I'm getting old. The caffeine's too much of a rush for me. But that's pretty much where I've been. I think I partied myself out of live streamings for too long. Plus, a lot of the guys I came up with on the YouTubes have other things going on also, so it's a little different than, you know, I forget when I started this all, but it's gotten a little different playing field, I guess. But I need to get back into it. I would like to. I enjoy making videos. Enjoy talking to people. Some Baileys would be pretty good. I haven't had Baileys and coffee in a while. Like, say before the pandemic. Which that pandemic just sucked. I guess that's the other thing too, is all that stuff hit and I don't know, changed a bunch of crap. Those were some fun live streams. I'm not going to lie there, Mike. I had a blast. Try and get this stuff off with a washer. I've cooled the jets a little bit, I guess. Me again, Dave, with the $2. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. It helps out the channel. Buy tools, review them, and do giveaways. So you through Super Chat, you can donate money. And it'll go into the channel towards giveaways. Same with my monetization money, which I don't make a lot of because I don't get a lot of views, but that's okay. I've been saving it up. And tools are expensive to buy too. And I'd like to not so much like I'll review tools and stuff, but definitely like to, you know, want to give back to people in the trades or DIYs. That's why I started this whole channel, was to try to help people learn how to do stuff. It was funny because the other day I was at my son finished his basketball season up, and I was there, and the two dads were talking, and the one was talking about going on YouTube to fix things. I kept my mouth shut. I didn't want to say, you know, I make videos, and Knox Carter, what's going on? Mike Hodge, there will be giveaways around the corner, I promise. I have stuff in the pipeline coming up. And tool reviews. There'll be a bunch of tool reviews. I can't do mechanic stuff because I'm not a mechanic. Although, that's another thing too, is the Kia Borrego. I've put enough money into that where I'm done. So I'm going to get another vehicle that, you know, can be worked on easily. I'm dreading the future of vehicles. Clocks, we do tool reviews. I'm going to try, I have ideas for how-to videos, like simple things like wiring a single pole switch, you know, in non-electrician terms. Electricians will cringe, but I call hots and neutrals on switches. I don't care for fucking travelers. I can wire a 3-way or a 4-way just with this. I don't overthink it. Sometimes I should, though. Not gonna lie. But I do owe for a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm gonna be doing that soon. I will be up hopefully to 2,000 quickly, more quickly. Now that I've started making videos again, the subscribers have been climbing, so I have another one at 2,000, and then hopefully we could just keep growing this thing. I'm down for the giveaways, man. I gotta prioritize family, but in terms of the money I make off of the monetization of YouTube, I've been paid 3 times. It's like a little over $100 each time. And I've been monetized for 2 years. But that was the goal of the channel, is through just ad revenue. I didn't really want people to super chat, but I appreciate when they do. And also in my own field of maintenance, I see a lot of tool review channels of guys that don't work in any trades, but they have a lot of followers, which is fine. Good on them for that. They're smarter at the YouTubes, but just a lot of misinformation on some of those channels. Like, and to be honest, I won't lie, I'm a big Ryobi fan. I really like how they work. I never thought my lineup would last as long. I thought I had to get into like a professional grade, and I've preached that on my channel forever. And it depends on what you do. You can't take a Ryobi impact wrench and use it, in a shop full time as a mechanic, but at home it works great. There's just certain tools that, Milwaukee's 12-volt lineup, I will say, is probably the best out there, even though it's also the most infuriating because of the battery style. The biggest problem I had with them was them slipping out constantly. Some of the tools just died, like the oscillating tool. And I had a few M18 batteries straight out of the package. You're supposed to charge your batteries out of the package. If you just slap them on your tool, but read the directions first. Read the fucking directions first. But if you just slap it on your tool and drain it down, it messes up the battery. But I've had some Milwaukee batteries where I throw them on the charger and they just don't even take a charge right out of the box. Their warranty works great, but when you need a tool, you need a tool. You need it there. You need it now. And I personally have never had a problem with Ryobi batteries or tools dying on me. So I use them. I really like what Craftsman's doing. I like the impact I got. I like rigid tools, and I know it's all Craftsman's not TTI, but rigid is. DeWalt's not bad. Craftsman is a bit pricey for what it is. Like, I'll do a video on some of the best impacts I've ever used. My top two favorite impacts I ever used, I'd put at number one is the Milwaukee M18 Surge. That was the hydraulic, it's the quiet. Yoda Dog, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me. So the M18 Surge is my favorite impact. I like the quietness. Glad to hear, Doug. The second favorite impact I've ever used, 1/4-inch hex drive impact, of course, is the rigid Stealth Force drive. Same thing, hydraulic drive, quiet. Thing had some balls on it. I have used the Ryobi one. It's also nice and quiet. It's just a dinosaur in terms of design. It'd be nice if they refreshed that. The new Ryobi Impact, the brushless, just regular impact, is really good. I'd probably put that somewhere in my top 10. Number 3 favorite impact. I have to think about that, but the top 2 for sure, Surge M18 and then the rigid Stealth. And the Surge M18, yeah, it's not as ballsy as a regular, whatever Milwaukee's Gen is out now. But I did decking. I built my kids' tree house at the last house out of it. I did all the decking with it. Had no problem dropping 8-inch timber locks into trees. Skill. I'm really eyeing skill. Though the Ryobi deals won't let me escape them. They're good. That's the thing about Ryobi and home guys, and even if you do side jobs or general contracting or whatever, that's where Ryobi is good. Most of the time, there's 3, 4, 5 times a year where they're either giving you free batteries when you buy a tool, or you buy a tool and you get free batteries. I just bought a dual charger, fast charger from Ryobi with a 2 amp hour battery with the charge displayer button, how much you got left, and it was $49. I wanted to buy 8 of them and then wait like a year and sell them on eBay. But I'm not really that type of person. I didn't have the money at the time. So, but me again, Dave, the Skill 12-volt tools were phenomenal. That's a great, it's a Sordic deal, that little 5 kit. The circ saw worked well. I was looking at their 20-volt stuff at Lowe's, and I would be willing to definitely, if you wanted to see me buy the impact driver, which is $20, or no, it's not $20. It's $100, but comes with a battery charger. What I love about Skill is the batteries has the built-in USB. That's genius. Same with all their chargers. I've also noticed that what was it? Somebody's Milwaukee charger. They left the battery on and it burned up. I've noticed the higher up brands, some of their chargers don't ever kick off. That's the thing with lithium ion. Like NiCad was a trickle charge, so you never had to worry about that. You could leave your battery on that all day long, just like my old Black & Decker flashlight, Sonicad. Lithium, it's a fast charger into there, so it's more prone to fire. But I think with like, since Ryobi isn't professional grade, I do notice that like when it's done charging, it just kind of shuts itself off. You know, the light stops, and there must be. I mean, it can fail for sure, that sensor, and that's always a risk. But I don't know. It's probably more a risk of the equipment itself, to be honest. Something with all the protectors built in that just it could be like, or like if you had a power failure. I had 2 superchargers for the Ryobis on a surge protector, but I had 2 power failures, and it burned those up, just broke them. You know, I don't know what's wrong with them, and I do have to get better at keeping receipts. I don't do that. So that was $80 out the window. Luckily, one of my buddies gave me a older style with 4 working ports, but that 2 banger is awesome. Junk from Work, what's going on? If anyone doesn't know Junk from Work's channel, there's no content on the freaking thing, and it's like losing. I hope you have that content somewhere. I watched that hammerhead drill thing a lot. Probably most of those views on that video were for me just rewatching it, because it was entertaining. That was a cool little, especially with the race car battery design, which, by the way, the Hyper Tough fast charger kind of looks exactly like it with the race car wheels. Yeah, me again, Dave. The built-in USB on the skill stuff is just, it's handy. Like, yeah, that's more of like a home gamer type move. But your power goes out, you got your batteries on hand, so like in an emergency, boom, you're good to go. Yeah, a lot, you can buy the USB chargers to pop on batteries, but if it's built in, that's even more convenient. That's one less thing you have to buy. I think the 5 toolkit impact, which is multi-speed drill, which I think it's a 1/2 inch, just a regular drill, but 1/2 inch, might be 3/8. Oscillating tool, Bluetooth speaker, and light, $179. Then you could buy the saw, the circ saw, and the recip saw and you get the whole shebang for, you know, I guess it's under $400, but you know. Junk from Work, hell yeah, it's official. Dude, so I've been living vicariously through Junk from Work. A lot of you might not know, but he basically just stole my life dreams and made it happen for himself, which I'm actually really happy for. He seems to be enjoying what he's doing. He's professional as hell about it. And yeah, man, just keep kicking ass. That's awesome. Yeah, if you guys ever use the color tool from Sherwin-Williams, that thing doesn't even hold a charge. It works great when it wants to, but does not hold a charge. How much you pay me? I'll be up there to Plum. I'll come up for like a few months if you pay me well. You'll hear a lot of Pittsburghese in that. How about this? First of all, I know it's come along, right? I call them chameleons. Just it's never gonna change. But built-in LED light on. That's crazy. I had to buy it. Tractor Supply. Oh, and dollar store goodie. This is it's sandpaper, but it's all types of different grit, that thick, $1.25. There has to be water abrasive paper for wood. There's 80 to 24, P400, P80, P100, P150. There's 36 pieces, but $1.25, man, you can't beat that. Another sore dick deal. Everything's adjustable. How's it going? Um, so yeah, it's late for you over there, huh, Sparky? Is the name changed to everything is adjustable, or is that just I'm so behind on this YouTube shenanigans that I'm trying to get back into it, and I don't know how it all works. I'm confused these days. Are Canadian dollars worth more than American dollars? I'm not sure. Everything's adjustable. I can't wait to see your new shop set up. I gotta peek over your channel to see if you have any updates, but I can. And Knox Carter, if you haven't checked out Everything's Adjustable channel, go do it. It's a channel that's great. His workshop, his knowledge. I mean, the man I admire what you can build and do, and like how fun your shop is, and just your creativeness of doing things. I'm not one of those types. About 43,000. Mostly I just don't have the time right now with the kids. But it's a fun channel. And I liked how you just had everything mapped out well. That's something that, I mean, I guess you're older than me. I think so. But that just comes with experience of, even myself with this little shop that I created. I'm finally starting to figure out how to organize things. Much older. Well, my parents are 73, and I don't consider them old. Oh, they are getting there, though. They are getting there. But definitely check out his channel. 60 cents United. Now, is Canadian dollars worth more than pesos, or would I'd probably get paid like millions of pesos, right? Now, what kind of plumbing work do you need? Though, is it underground piping, or is it like the water lines, or do you just pex it out? Invest in a pro press. Although, here's the thing. I get it with plumbers. You're plumbing all day, and you can use the pro press. But I just looked at like on clearance tees, like for a set of 8 was like, I want to say like $60, $70. Yeah, me personally, I like copper, and mostly because when you solder, it's cheap, So I mean, I went the other day, and when I was doing the lines for my sink over here, which you can check out on my Instagram. And my Instagram is @manthemaintenance, something like that. Uh, I was thinking about just doing pecs, you know, but there's copper already there. And then you look at the price. Price was actually cheaper for the copper if I'm going to solder it as opposed to going the PEX route. So I don't know. I just for me personally, especially doing handyman type stuff, or I just rather solder. It's cheap. Yeah, I could buy like a bundle of fittings for little money, but buy the good stuff, you know. Buy the thicker wall. Today's United States dollar equals turds in the sewage by comparison just a couple years ago. Well, I've given it a lot of thought, and I don't know about all this money, and you know, you hear we're filling jobs and a bunch of jobs have been created, but at the same time companies can't find anything to uh, anyone to hire, is what I constantly hear. So I don't know, but anyways, um, as for printed, like the banks that are being bailed out, there's two banks. Now, well, I can't talk about this stuff because YouTube would ban me probably, and it is what it is. Just keep plugging along in life. So I have a few things to show you guys. They're older tools, but I can, while we're here, these Klein needle nose have held up great. These ones are made in the USA, but they have the strippers built in, and you know, cutters. So they're nice all-in-one. The handle's nice. This is a non-crappy Klein tool. Their screwdrivers suck. Their flatheads constantly bend the tips. I don't like them. Yeah, I haven't fucked around with too much PEX. Eventually, I'm going to be able to do it all in-house. Hopefully, I'm pretty quick to study. Oh, that's easy, dude. And also, just, you know, remember, um, so the more dollars printed, less valuable it is. Back to tools and how cool they are. In terms of the PEX, one thing, I was doing this one remodel on this house, and one of my buddies who worked at my old place, he was helping do the plumbing, the PEX, which he had been doing it at work. So I just, you know, that was something I can send him on to do in the house while I did other things. And so he did it all. And when I went to pressure test it, there's like 4 fittings that weren't crimped, which is fine, you know. But, you know, water started running down. Luckily, it was right into the thing. I just picked up Klein meter, plug tester, and shit. They have a nice deal at Home Depot, like $20 for all 3 of those. I do have a Klein meter, clamp style. I do like that. And I bought alligator clips for it, which work mint. The other tools were, I bought these a while ago, the Crescent. I forget what these are called. They're like the pivot ones, But man, right out of the box, real easy to use. I mean, they're smooth. These are linesman pliers, aka hammer. I like the size. The handles do have flex in them, but the tool's held up. It has not. The teeth are still good on it. Like I've used these pretty much exclusively for, if it'll come on, for the last few years. And before this, I had a pair of commercial electrics that worked great, but I lost them. And then the Dykes, same thing as the easy leverage. They work good. I did just recently get a little sparky and melted some copper into that. So those three things work out well. Same as gear wrench. I have set of those as a cutter. I like them real easy on the hands. Like you flick them open, good to go. Non-contact voltage testers. My buddy in here, Knox Carter, and I have a video coming up, but like this, I bought this Weehaw. It's so 12 to 1000 volt detection. This Southwire one, which is good and it's inexpensive, has a little flashlight at the end, but it's 90 volt to 1000 volts. So this doesn't mean it's more sensitive up here, which I always thought. Not true. It's just the quality of it. But you could pick up on more sensitive wires, lesser wires. And then this Greenlee, which is great, but it's 50 to 1000 volts. So I have to give this Weehaw a try. I just recently got that. Klein, the insulated. I buy as many insulated electrical tools as I can. I have a pair. They're in my truck. They're Knipex, I think, but they're like these. So this is like fully insulated, so it gives me a little more confidence going into boxes because I'm not comfortable with that. But you can go in there and grab on things, and it has a nice hold. Now, this is the Booher brand, up to 1000 volts. And the other pair that I have, the Knipex, is needle nose. So just, because at my old job, you couldn't really do lockouts and work on electricity because you just couldn't do that. But now you have to get it done. No, actually, it's snowing right now. The wind is going pretty good. We didn't get a lot of snow, but probably like an inch or two throughout the day, but it's only about 28 degrees out. We actually had like 3 days in the zeros this year. That climate change, or no, what did they call it? Global warming, but now they call it climate change because that fits the narrative better. But these Klein insulated ones, see, when the light's on, you can't see how worn they are, but they've been holding up really good. Again, USA product, not an USA. It's USA. Wear eye protection. I don't know why. So those are some tools there. What else do I have? These. If you go on Amazon, this Booher brand is really good. Again, it with the light doesn't show like all the dirt and usage and grime these have gotten, but these are like a long needle nose pliers. They've worked good, and I actually just recently got, because my other Boohers, and then I got the fuck you's, which worked out great. I like these knives for cutting Romex. I know people frown upon that. I don't care. Get over it. Oh, and this little guy here, ML Tools, Canadian, right? Ratcheting screwdriver, good stuff. But they used my old Boohers as demolition screwdrivers, so I bought a new set. It is like $50, but they are nice quality. They got the symbols on the top for quick grabbage, and that they just have a very comfortable grip. The fuck you has held up well, but more like my third pair of electrician screwdrivers, because eventually down here just starts to wear down. This kit also comes with insulated linesman, probably like a 7-incher, 6-inch, and then it comes with number 2 Phillips, and then a smaller flathead, which is nice for receptacle screws. It doesn't come with a Robertson, which would be nice. So this little tester, I don't know how these work. I still don't, but I thought you just shove it into the socket, and that's not how that goes. I didn't do it to that one, but I did to another one. I'm surprised I didn't get any jolt from it. Should I get some fuck you? So the fuck you's have gone away. I honestly go on Amazon and check out this Booher brand. I don't, it's not inexpensive, but they're a nice brand. But you can see how like nice they open. They've worked great, and I really like them. And they have this. I think this was only like $14. And like I said, man, if you got to work with live wire, yeah, that's exactly it. Literally Booher. I feel like these Asian companies have a bigger sense of humor than we think. There's one brand on there called Vicky Cordless Tools, and what was the other one I saw? DoWorks, DoWRX, and there's one more that was funny. Also, Junk, you might like this company. If you go online, I'll see if it says it, but it's K Wheats. It's a K. I like their electrical stuff too. I just bought these little snips from them. I have a lot of other things. I bought alligator clips. But it came with, it has wire cutters on there, but also to cut like zip ties and stuff. And it's angled nicely. And I haven't used them yet, but from my experience with this company, I like them. Yeah, man, the Booher stuff, it's expensive, but honestly, I'm not signed by them. I don't get anything from them, but I like it. I mean, I guess you could buy like a Weehaw or something else also. Also, this Fluke might come in handy for you, Junk. You could do it a million ways. You could plug a radio in or whatever if you do electrical work in these places. But this has a little noise thing, so you could plug it into an outlet, turn on the noise, and then go over to your breaker box and hit breakers till it shuts the noise off. And also it tells you if it's wired correctly. It has GFCI. This was on sale for which doesn't make sense because they still have it there. It's like $12, but I bought it for $6. It was on sale for $5.99 one day. So you can't have enough of those. What's the other brand I have? Sperry one. I bought like 20 of these because I lose them constantly. Oh, and this one. This is another of the K Wheats, whatever. but like it electronically comes up and shows you all sorts of stats about your stuff. Let me actually grab a thing here. Extension cord, and kind of give you, I thought it was neat, something a little different. Kind of pricey, but wasn't like, I think it's like $20. Let me see if I give you, so it light, so there we go, lights up, tells you that it's wired correct, and then it gives you these other stuff here. So it's neat. It's a GFCI tester. You can hit that, which this circuit's on that, but I like that the screen lights up and that it gives you the voltage and stuff. One thing I've learned in my commercial buildings is sometimes it's 220. Luckily I have not been hit by that, but I know someone who has, and it's not fun. Also, there was this Horuzdi, which is like one of these handle, and then it comes with a bunch of insulated parts. Again, no Robertson bits. And I kind of like the tool, but it's more for like at home. It's just too much to carry around. They fit in there pretty well, but I got this to review, but there's nothing really to write home about. Like I can't really tell people to go out and spend their money on that, but I can say the Boer stuff is cool. Decent set of auto strippers for solid core wire. Auto strippers, huh? So, you mean like what's the MC metal sheathing, that type of thing over the 3 wires? So here's the fuck us. They've held up good. I mean, they're not too bad, but the tips have held up well. Actually, look at so this is the flathead. Again, they've gotten good use. Tips starting to shred a little bit, but it's not like a Klein, man. It held up great. There we go. Same with the smaller one here. Like a Klein. I bought that Klein one where you can flip and reverse it from flathead to Phillips. And the first flathead screw I tightened or loosened. I was fixing something the contractor did, and that thing bent to crap. Now, I will say, man, I don't know why it can't there. Can we get the head on it? There we go. No, just for stripping the insulation. I have a really nice set of strippers that I use, but they're more for automotive wire as opposed to residential, commercial. Honestly, man, I just use these. Anything Klein. I have a pair of these with a blue handle that I like a little bit better. And I learned this from Mike's Tool Shed. I pop out the spring and take the lock off of it, and that way you don't have to mess with any of those. But I mean, these are really good. It's just twist, jump, good to go. All right, everything's adjustable. I appreciate you joining us, man. I really do. Have a great night. I'll check for updates there on your new shop. I gotta go look at the channel, but enjoy your evening. Get a good night's sleep, and I'll catch you on the next one, brother. Thank you for joining. I really do appreciate it. $400 an hour. So I got these little Kneepecs also, which I got these to do just like water supply lines and stuff, smooth jaws, you know. It's the little detail like that you'll get some guys that go in there and work on that stuff with like this and just, you know, it scuffs up the lines. It makes it look bad. Not saying that I've never done that, because I definitely have. But if you can find a nice pair of like a smaller, smooth jawed, rigid makes a little tool, but I think it's just pointless. But that's my opinion. But these are perfect for that. I actually ordered the 5-inchers, but didn't realize they'd be this small. Thought they would have been a little bit bigger. So yeah. What tool are you talking about, Knox? Are you talking about junk, the strippers or the Kneepecs? Well, I know you like that rigid tool, but it sucks. Just get a nice pair of these. Yeah, I will say this. My good pliers, I have a whole set of Kneepecs Cobra. I have a 12-inch pair of the soft jaws, probably 10-inch with the soft handle for my girly hands. But I also have the Cobras with the red handles, and by far the best pliers I've used. I think, in my opinion, they just hold up well. Just to give one example, sometimes when you solder something and you need something to grab a hold, I had those Work Pro ones that were like this with the thingy that I think you won off of a giveaway. I was soldering a pipe with that, and it screwed up the heat treatment. You know, I hit it a little bit with the torch and it turned purple. Now, they still worked fine. I just ended up losing those pliers. But I've done that with the Kneepecs, and not a thing done to them. If anything, it just burns the dirt off. They're a well-made tool. I honestly will say, I think the bigger thing people need to invest in is good hand tools. Because if you buy good hand tools, they'll last a lifetime. So my belief is, you know, for my specific job, I don't need the high-end cordless stuff, you know. I understand some jobs do. They just require, Milwaukee has a lot of specialty tools, Hilti, Makita, you know, but then you have guys like me that can run with, you know, like a rigid which is very home gamerish. Ryobi. I actually put Ryobi above Rigid because I think they have more of a lineup to offer. So I don't need like the high end like Makitas and stuff. I just need that, but the hand tools and stuff I will invest a little more in. But also, like, I just bought these because I also a while ago and I lost them. I lose tools a lot, to be honest with you. But these Stanley linesmen, they're wonderful. They're you know, the crescents have a little bit more size. But for at home, you can get by with these, and that's exactly what I'm using them for. These crescents aren't top of the line, but they've exceeded my expectations, worked well. Like I said, before these, I had a commercial electric pair that got beat on pretty bad, and just kept working. But I think I actually left them on a roof when I was doing a spotlight changing job. But I'll never know. Ryobi, though, is a big bang for your buck. So I said I was talking about the list of best impact drivers I've ever used. And I said this M18 Surge is number one. The Rigid Stealth Force is number two. I won't say number three, but in the top five. And I have since sold it, but I had the Ryobi 3-speed where the 3 speeds on the back, the brushed with the tri-beam, and that thing took a beating, and it had balls. I sold it, a little past its prime, but when I sold it on Facebook Marketplace, the guy, contacted me like a couple months later, thanked me again for the tools, and because when I sell this stuff, I don't make a profit. You can't. A Facebook Marketplace is going to beat you up no matter what. So, yes, brushed impacts are awesome, man. Like, for example, I don't have a Ryobi battery with me, but the first one I ever had was this, and this will not die. This, you guys have seen, I made the video on this where I actually took it apart, compared it to the Heart when Heart first came out, and their impact was the same thing. And yes, 237. You are correct, Dave. Me again, Dave. And this is the P230. But try and shield the light. But it's, it's gone through the paces, and it still just goes. And it's one of those ones I've held on to because I still use it around the house. And also, like, this drill here was part of a 4 tool pack I bought in 2008 or 9. 2008, 9, 10, somewhere in there. It's got the level built in. This will not die either. It just won't. I mean, the whole front end's wobbly, but it still works good. And it's let the smoke out a few times, but it won't die. And so that's the one thing that does pain me about reviewing tools, is bringing new ones in when old ones work, because I'm that kind of guy that I like what I like. But this Craftsman I think it's overpriced for sure. It's on sale in clearance at Lowe's for $147. But I mean, that kit comes with a charger and two 2 amp hour batteries. And for some reason, it's DeWalt Stanley Black & Decker, but you push the button and the battery lights stay on. And it has the nice tri-beams. It has a very short profile. So this will be nice doing like, actually 12 volters are better for cabinetry because you can get them into smaller spaces. But this is a great impact. I enjoy it. This is probably my top 10 so far. I guess $143 ain't bad when it comes with two batteries and a charger. The way batteries are expensive. And depending, if I were looking if I was starting my career now and looking to buy cordless tools, this thing might actually sway me to go into the Craftsman lineup. Renegade's Garage, what's going on, brother? Thank you for joining me. I've been really impressed with the Ryobi. They have the best battery system by far. Nice and secure, I find there too. I agree with you. And me again, Dave said this, and I actually did not. I knew he did it in a video, but I did it also after him. But the fact that the battery jams up in there, and also kind of like this, it has a fall zone, Now, one thing I don't like about this is the front, and these things do collect dust. And I was showing a Metabo battery and some other battery where it has holes and exposure to the insides, or even this Craftsman has holes underneath where like Ryobi, Rigid, and them. I don't even think Milwaukee has that. And people say it's for cooling. That's great, but I think it's also something that can lead dirt and dust into. Ryobi, the points are all up inside there, so it's, to me, the best battery on the market. And they're cheap, man. I have a 6 amp hour, and I put one of those conversion kits on my kids' Power Wheels, and first of all, a lot of people don't know Power Wheels has a governor on it. So on the pull up for the Jeep, you just unscrew it a little bit, and it gives it a second forward gear. And then you put that 6 amp hour battery on it. First time my son drove it, the front wheels came up off the ground. That thing flies around. Lots of fun. So anything wrong with brush tools? Brushless is marketing ploy. Yes, the battery lasts longer, but brush tools work just fine. 100% correct. I will give you a good scenario, or a good to add on to that, Dave. I have a brushed Ryobi grinder, and I've owned over my years a brushless Rigid and a brushless Milwaukee. I thought for sure I would get more runtime out of the brushless tools, but we're talking like maybe 2 minutes. It was very minute, and really, if you're running a grinder all day, you're not running a cordless one. So there wasn't much of a difference there. That was quite a few years ago, but the battery technology was pretty much where it is now. And then the only thing, there's not really a tool. Maybe a sander was the other example. There's just not much. There was like maybe 2 to 5 minute difference. That's really just if you're going to use something that long, you just got to use corded. I will do a video on some HP stuff. I actually got the cordless 8 1/4 table saw, And the first time I went to use it, I just shoved in one of my regular 4 amp hour batteries. See you, Knox. Thanks for joining. Catch you on the next one. I appreciate it. I just shoved the regular 4 amp hour battery into it, not the ones that it came with. And I was trying to rip down a 2x8, 2x8, 2x12. And it was going, but it was like it would jam up. And then I popped in one of the HP batteries, and it was just like clean cut, went really good. Speaking of grinders, I melted down my brushed M18. It had the smallest damn bearing I've ever seen. Yeah, I mean, they're just not designed, to is that when you were like doing the mods and stuff for Ford in that? Because I'm sure that would just take a beating on that thing. I think what I'd like to do, and part of me, wanting to make money off of YouTube, and I know I'm not good at explaining what's going on inside of drills and stuff, but I want to get the rigid, maybe the high-end rigid impact, the high-end Ryobi impact, the high-end Milwaukee impact, take them apart and actually see what the differences are inside. I think it's weird with TTI because there's some things that you can definitely tell Ryobi comes out with, and you can already see it as a future Milwaukee, or Rigid comes out with something, you can see it for future whatever. Like they bounce between, but I think Ryobi's like their testing grounds, and then they just up the price. It's the 1, 2, 3 deal, that every place does. We might not believe it, but it's like we live in communists because we really only have 3 options for everything. They'll say good, better, best. I think it's pretty much all the same. These are great too, Junk. I don't know if you have Speed Square, but if you get one 12-inch, obviously for the longest time I was using a 12-inch and a 6-inch. These come in super handy for certain jobs, and also little 4 inches are handy to have on hand. If I get fuel, it's like I reward them for making a heap of shit. What else I love to test out? There's like, so I had that Fiend oscillating tool. I made the videos on it. Best oscillating tool I ever used. I would say the Metabo HTP one's very close second. I'm guessing the Bosch would be as well. Hey Frank, good to see you. Thanks for joining me. The Bosch would be as well, but I didn't want to use it. With the Fiend, I didn't want to ruin it, so I sold it to. I selling it on Facebook Marketplace. There's a guy up in like Wisconsin that really wanted it, so I was a little hesitant. But he's like, "Listen, I'll just send you the cash." He sent me the cash, and then I went. He's like, "I'll even throw on extra $50 for shipping." And I sent it up to him, because I had on there for a hell of a deal. And it was perfect for him. He's more of a woodworker. I would just ruin that thing. Yes, Emerson owns Rigid, but TTI makes the tools, but it's still all the same crap. Rigid. The only rigid tools that I would put head and shoulders above are mostly the plumbing stuff. Always have done that great. I definitely like rigid plumbing tools, even though I don't own many. But and Lennox makes good tools. I like them. Which I'm not sure what company owns Lennox, if it's Apex or whatever, but I do like Lennox tools. I have a bunch. Run it till it dies. It does suck. And I think also it has I'm telling you, George, if like see me, I think if a lot of people talk about one battery lineup, one diversify what you use, because people do things better. If you can find a kit for the Metabo 18 volt HTP or HPT oscillating tool, that's probably the best one I've used next to the Fiend, and it's a very close second in my opinion. If you have a Lowe's up there or something, go check it out. Or if you have to buy it offline, I promise you would not be disappointed by it. Get it with like a 5 amp hour battery or some kind of kit, but I think it's an incredible tool. Very little vibration. The blade change is easy. It is Starlock, so you have to buy the special Starlock blades. For me in my area, that's a little tricky, but that honestly, man, I don't have any problem with suggesting that one to people. Starlocks are harder for me to get here, but you could also, you go on Amazon, buy it in bulk. Sometimes my Home Depots or Lowe's has them, but the other style is more readily available. But that oscillating tool is a monster. Definitely not a POS. I got like a couple more minutes. I got to hop off and go put the kids to bed and get a shower, and then start my work week back up. I'm in the middle of it. But I hope to, I'll be doing more live streams. I'll be doing more live stream tool testing, more tool reviews. I got, like I said, how-to videos I'd like to do. Gonna have some remodeling projects coming up in my home. I'm gonna try and record those. Stop doing the excuse of it's too hard to set up. I'll just have to set up and film and do it. If I want a sponsor, Zinn, please sponsor me. All right. Thank you, Frank. Stanley Black & Decker purchased Lennox tools in 2017. Now, does Stanley Black & Decker make their hand tools, or do they... Is it like made by, some company they contract out? Because like this new Stanley I bought here doesn't say USA on it anywhere like the old ones, and this kind of reminds me of like a Husky or some other brand like that. I really miss the Stanley hand tools from Walmart, to be honest with you. Hyper Tough tools. I like them. Their cordless circ saw and grinder. If you only need it in a pinch every once in a while, buy those cordless. And their hand tools aren't that bad. How's it going, Pat? Thank you for joining me. If you guys could all hit that thumbs up, that'd be awesome. Shows YouTube that I got a few people watching. I'm gonna hop off here in 2 minutes. Gotta do bedtime for the kids. Read some books. Drummer Hoff fired it off. But yeah, or even like little stuff like this Hyper Tough light. I think it's $20, 30. Nice, bright little rechargeable light. And it's got a USB charger so you could plug your phone in a pinch. I pointed to not the USB, the charger. I will say I screwed up the charger, so I kind of have to rest something against it to have it in there, but it's a nice light. It works well. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate it. Well, they know I suck. I just, I suck a little less, so there we go. I do appreciate it, though. Yeah, so that's about it. I have some projects. This house is the first house I'm kind of doing this in. Yeah, lots of projects to do. But I'll get them done one day before I die. It's good to be back live. I am going to get going. It's that time now. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to try and start doing these not so randomly. I'll give you guys more of a heads up. Junk, Frank, Pat, Renegades, me again, Dave, Knox. Everything's adjustable. Mike Hodge, Yogi, and me again, Dave. Thank you again for the super chat. I appreciate it. It helps the channel out tremendously. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later. And then I have to awkwardly hit the end stream button. And then we're still not there because then you have to hit end again. And there we go.